Time now for the morning rush. A renowned New Mexico chili farmer has called it quits. Glenn Duggins has been farming in La Mitad, New Mexico for the past 39 years. But over the last few years, with the dry weather, lack of water, and lack of help, he's stepping away from commercial chili farming. However, he's not leaving entirely. Duggins will remain the president of the New Mexico Chili Association. He plans to work with lawmakers in Santa Fe to keep the industry thriving during difficult times. The state is one step closer this morning to having a new state symbol. A bill passed this weekend in the Senate aims to make green chili roasting in the fall the official state aroma. It was introduced by Senator Bill Soules. It will soon be introduced in the House. A bill now moving through the Roundhouse addresses election accessibility and security by creating an election security program. Supporters of the bill say it also adjusts timelines for absentee ballots to ensure every vote is counted. The bill passed the Senate this weekend and now heads to the House. Erica.
Here's a look at our school day forecast. It is going to be a very cold morning at the bus stop, 22 degrees, so wear your warm winter layers today. We'll be making it into the low 50s by this afternoon. Fairly nice with just a light breeze.
Legislation being heard in the Roundhouse today could bring a later start to the school day for New Mexico high school students. House Memorial 56 focuses on the importance of sleep for teenagers, requesting the Legislative Education Study Committee look into high school start times. If the memorial passes today's hearing, the study would be conducted this year. Another bill set to be discussed at the Roundhouse this morning would cap the number of students allowed in a classroom. The goal is to make sure every student can get more one-on-one instruction time with their teacher. The bill's sponsors say smaller class sizes will improve academic outcomes for students. The bill is being heard today by the House Education Committee. And a bill that would prohibit people from carrying firearms at polling places will go up for debate in the Roundhouse today. The House Government Elections and Indian Affairs Committee will be discussing Senate Bill 44, which would ban firearms within 100 feet of a polling place. This would not apply to a peace officer or security personnel. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is lower today. We'll see those cold morning temperatures up north and off to the east. Some high winds this afternoon up to 55 miles per hour could cause some minor property damage or power outages.
Today, a judge is set to decide if a man accused in a fatal pedestrian crash in Albuquerque will stay behind bars until trial. Earlier this month, police say a truck drove up onto the sidewalk near Manal and Mesilla, hitting and killing a teenager. The driver, James Rodriguez, is charged with homicide by vehicle while driving under the influence. The U.S. is keeping an eye on Russia and China following Vladimir Putin's accusation that the U.S. and NATO are threatening Russia's survival. The CIA says intelligence has revealed that China is considering sending lethal support to Russia. Chinese and Russian officials declined to sign a statement agreed to by 18 other nations. This morning, millions of Americans remain under threat as a severe storm system makes its way across the country. In California, heavy rain and rare snow impacted roads and triggered dangerous mudslides, while in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas, strong winds and tornadoes caused extensive damage. Erica.
All right, a check on traffic. There is a slowdown on I-40 East near 4th Street that you could avoid, and we are seeing tracker head south on I-25 near the Big I. Looks like everything is still moving at speed with a nice clear morning out there.
A pair of parrots might be in some trouble this morning after disrupting a softball game. During the Bradley versus Gardner-Webb softball game, there was a delay in the bottom of the 7th inning due to two parrots flying around the stadium. One of the parrots even landed on the shoulder of the home plate umpire.
Time now for the 5 facts. At number 5, the state is one step closer this morning to having a new state symbol. It aims to make green chili roasting in the fall as the official state aroma. It was introduced by Senator Bill Soules, and it will soon be introduced in the House.
And number 4, a student from right here in Albuquerque will be representing New Mexico at a worldwide robotics competition in Houston. Avi Linebarger is a junior at the Albuquerque Institute for Math and Science. She's taking part in the first robotics competition, which features student contestants from around the world. Amy has one more year of high school. After graduating, she says she plans to attend college to continue studying robotics.
And at number 3, it is going to be a windy day across eastern New Mexico with 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but not as windy for the metro. Those winds will peak during the afternoon at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Do expect windier conditions tomorrow and Wednesday.
At number 2, a renowned New Mexico chili farmer is calling it quits. Glenn Duggins has been farming in Limitar, New Mexico for the past 39 years. But over the last few years, the dry weather, lack of water, and lack of help, he's decided to step away from commercial chili farming. However, he's not leaving the industry entirely. Duggins is also the president of the New Mexico Chili Association. He originally wanted to step down from that position as well, but the rest of the board convinced him to stay. Duggins says in order to help keep New Mexico chili alive, community members need to get involved and need to know for sure that they are buying New Mexican-grown products. At number 1, legislation being heard in the Roundhouse today could bring a later start to the school day for New Mexico high school students. House Memorial 56 focuses on the importance of sleep for teenagers, requesting the Legislative Education Study Committee look into high school start times to make sure students are getting enough rest. The CDC recommends that teenagers get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night, while a National Sleep Foundation study states 60% of children and teens are tired during the day. If the memorial passes today's hearing, the study would be conducted this year.